Hello everyone. Something never seen before happening in US stock market. What is that? There's a chat or discussion channel called Reddit, and somebody one day got the idea that something called short selling of companies is wrong, and he said we need to squeeze these guys. We need to get money out of these people who short companies. What is short? It's selling stocks. You borrow a stock and then you sell it. And when the stock goes down, you make money. Anyway, my idea is not to go into technical details of it, but I want to emphasize the idea. The idea came into one person one day that these Wall Street people selling short is wrong and it's destroy companies, and it does. But the Wall Street would tell you that if the company is strong, it would not get destroyed, it would hold up, and if the company is weak, it will get destroyed, and that's the way it should be. But anyway, that's not my intention to talk about. But my intention is that it was an idea, and he published in this Reddit discussion board that we had to do something about short selling. And everybody said, yeah, let's do something about it. So they got together these small investors, and they want to go after these big billionaires, and they did something called short squeeze together. And now it's happening. Now it's happening big time. And it is an idea that short selling is bad, and it's not good for the society. It's not good for the stock market. We have to fight them. And now they have taken action. Now these little guys going after big multimillionaires, billionaires, and we are wait and see how that's going to play out. So far, the little guy seems to be winning. So again, my intention is not to talk about, not to go into detail about short selling, but I just got it as an example. It was an idea. What is the idea? Short selling is bad. That's the idea. And what is the action? Buy those stocks that are short by the Wall Street. So now you understand there are ideas. Everybody gets an idea one day. I want to eat something for lunch. So what is the action? I go to go and eat something, go to a restaurant and eat something. That's an idea, and there's action. And then when you have a bunch of ideas, and we call it an ideology. So you could talk about communist ideology. They have a bunch of ideas, that equality of people, the wealth redistribution, and confiscation of private property. There's a bunch of ideas in there. And what are the actions? Revolution, etc. And there's ideology of founding fathers of USA, that all people have fundamental rights and liberty, free speech, blah, blah, blah. And what's the actions? Development of method of government. And that was holding up for so many years. And I don't know whether it's going to hold up anymore, this US government, the way it is. But this is a good idea, good ideology. And it gave rise to good action. So if the ideology is good, and actions would be good. There's a Buddhist word for that in Buddhism, that if you have good chetana, then good things would follow. If you have bad chetana, the bad things would follow. It's in Dhammapada. So this is ideology, and these are the actions. Development of a method of a government. And then you have the Nazi ideology. Not all actions are bad, and they have this killing and all that, about it. And there's this idea in India that planetary positions in the sky determines one's fate. And if Saturn is in a certain position in the zodiac, then that would be good, or it's bad or good or something. So what is the action? They had to find planetary position in the zodiac at a given time. And they have to do it quickly because these planets are moving. And they had to come up with new mathematics, and that our arithmetic and our solution of equations were developed because these people have to find faster ways to come up with these planetary positions. And they have to get the position and say, you have this good time, you do this, whatever. You have to go to marry somebody, or, some put a new building, start a new business, etc. Now there's idea that the earth is warming. Somebody got this idea and a whole bunch of people jumped on it. Maybe it's true, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not going to go into that. And the actions restrict carbon emissions. They are doing all kinds of things, carbon emissions, laws, and anything. And then this new idea that the world should be one global village. Actions destroy states, identity of ethnic groups, destroy all that, religions. We don't need all that. Everybody same, one village, one global, everybody same, religion same, whatever. Now, there's an idea in Sri Lanka that came about very early, that the water should not be going to the ocean without being used. So they built ponds and deepened ponds, and then they still saw that the water is still going away, and they built dams, and then they saw these streams that the water is flowing away, so they built canals from these streams and to fill their reservoirs. So this idea that the water during rainy season shall be stored was the impetus to all the actions. Deepening of ponds, building dams, reservoirs, making canals and connecting permanent streams, known as perennial streams, so that you have water throughout. All these actions happen because this one idea here. So basically, I did this webcast to show that certain societies would have certain ideas, and those ideas give rise to actions. Some are good, some are bad. As we saw, the Nazi ideology was not that good to give rise to bad actions. But the earth is warming, maybe good. I don't know. Some people think it's not true. I don't know. It may not be good for some people. If you're in the oil industry or if you're in the timber industry, you would lose your jobs. And this idea in India, and then the Greeks, had their idea that, everything is a number. Pythagoreans, everything they want to put it into a number. And that gave rise to all kinds of mathematics, triangle geometry. In violin strings, they came up with the idea that the violin strings would behave, this noise that would make has something to do with the length. So ideas or ideologies, when you become a bunch of ideas, give rise to actions. And those actions would last for hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years. Some are good, some are bad. So, main thing is that before you look at a society, you have to look what kind of ideas that they believe, what's their ideology, and what kind of actions that they're taking based on their ideology. And that's what I want to convey in this webcast. Thank you very much for listening.